Hey everyone, Michael O'Brien here, and the creator of the Manga Book Test. Today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about what the Manga Book Test is and whether or not you think it will be right for you to add to your working material. So essentially, this is a collection of impromptu techniques that allow you to read a spectator's mind using any book you would like. Now, it doesn't have to be manga, although a lot of the performance ideas and the techniques themselves in this book will require you to use a graphic novel, a comic book, etc. Along with the actual booklet itself, you will also get access to bonus video tutorials where I teach over 25 different techniques, again, all using completely ordinary manga. Now, when you purchase this, you'll also have access to future material that I release. For example, all of these things that you see on the table here are all ideas that have come out after I have released this book test. So if you already own this book test, you already have full access to all of this wonderful content. And if you don't, congratulations, for just $20, you guys are going to be able to create all of these beautiful ideas using any manga that you would like. So just to give you a couple of ideas of some of the performances that you can create with this, let's have a look. So I have the Detective Conan book test, which is really cool because this manga is actually completely in Japanese. So you take a Japanese graphic novel, I'll hold it up so you guys can see here, hand it to a spectator, they choose a completely free page at random, and then you are able to read their mind, even though they're looking at a book in a language that they do not understand. I also have a really fun comedy bit using this, where you hand a spectator an English book, and then you use a Japanese book, and then you read along with them. Very similar to Sheer Luck by Sean Farquhar, if you're familiar. Uses a lot of the same kind of performance ideas as that. But the really cool thing is that you can gimmick this book really easily, so you can use any book that you would like. The Pokemon book test now is one of my personal favorites, using a Pokemon manga. You start off, of course, with this huge Pokédex book here. You ask the spectator to name any Pokemon that they would like, they do so, and then you produce this book out of an envelope as sort of a gag, saying like, look, my prediction matched because here inside of this book is the Pokemon that you were thinking of, right? Then you go on to read their mind a little bit using this Pokemon book. And then you toss a blindfold on, you riffle through the pages, they say stop, and then they let you know that you're actually holding the book upside down. So you say, oh, I'm so sorry. Here, let me go ahead and turn that over. You hold the book up so that now they can see it, and you ask them to look at any word on the page, and they get a word in their mind. Now, of course, the word that they're thinking of happens to be a Pokemon name. But you, the magician, make a mistake of sorts. You actually write down a number. In this case, my prediction is 150. But you're not wrong, because if you go to Pokemon number 150 in the Pokédex book, it matches along with the Pokemon name that they memorized here inside the manga. So that one's really cool as well. Another personal favorite of mine is the Death Note book test. Now, essentially with this one, you have them think of a character's name inside of this book, and you have an actual Death Note notebook to go along with it. Inside the Death Note notebook, you are able to reveal the spectator's chosen name that they were thinking of. And on top of that, as you're going through, you realize that there's actually a piece of paper inside of here. But not only is it just an ordinary piece of paper, it's actually a page from the manga, but not just any page from any manga. It is actually the page from the manga. If I can find the page here, it's actually the page from the manga book that they were looking at. Just like this. You can line the page up and it matches perfectly. Whoop. It matches perfectly inside while the spectator was holding the book the entire time. So that is the Death Note book test. Last but not least, we have the Lupin III and Inuyasha book test, which is sort of a tossed out test. You can toss these two books out into the audience, grab any third book of your choice, riffle through the pages, the spectator calls stop, and then you have all three spectators open to the page number of the page that they stopped at. Now let me Let me explain, this is not a force. They can stop at a completely free page. In fact, you can say there, they can say no, I want you to keep going, and you truly can keep going until they're satisfied. Any page number that they'd like, all 3 books are opened to the same page, and you are able to read all 3 spectators' minds and tell them all which word they are thinking of off of every page. And the best part is these are completely ungimmicked. There's no gimmicks here, so this is an impromptu technique that you're gonna learn to be able to do this. Now, I teach you guys how to gimmick all of these ideas here, or all of these books here, using the ideas from just, if I can find it, there it is, from just this book here. So for $20, you guys have full access to all of this stuff. Now, of course, if you would like, you can purchase all of the props pre-made as well. But if you want to make this all on your own, I encourage creativity. I encourage you to use your favorite books, your favorite manga from your favorite anime shows, and go out there and start blowing people's minds.